Hi, Miss Smith. I just wanted to thank you for coming in today to meet with me. I know you had some concerns about Sarah's speech and language, so I just wanted to kind of talk to you about those concerns today as well as go over the evaluation that I did with her.
Okay.
I just wanted to start by saying that she is such a bright and energetic 4-year-old. She was extremely interactive with me during the session. She answered all of my questions. She just was really a joy to work with
That's
today.
great to hear. Thank you.
Okay, so I did note that you did not have any complications with her during your pregnancy as well as before or after birth.
Right.
Okay, so that's good to hear. But I did also notice that she did have tubes put in her ears when she was 2 years old, and those are no longer in.
That's right.
Okay, great. And it does look like she passed her most recent hearing and vision test, so that's great to see as well. Okay, so Sarah's pediatrician, Dr. Spock, is the one who referred you here. Is that correct?
Yes, he's been our pediatrician for years, and when he gave us the referral, we were knocking on your door. So
Okay, great. All right. Well, the first thing I wanted to talk to you about was just the structure and function of Sarah's oral mechanism. So what that is just her mouth and the general function of her teeth, her lips, her tongue, her jaw movements, how they work to help her produce her speech. So I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary with any of that. The structure and function both looked very good. I did, however, notice that she does have spacers in her upper and lower teeth. How long has she had those in?
about 4 to 5 months.
Okay.
So
All right. Well, I will just keep an eye on that. I just want to make sure that the spaces in between her teeth aren't really affecting her speech production. So, like I said, we'll just keep an eye on that and see,
Okay.
what if that has any effect. But right now, I don't really think that it will.
So do you think that could be potentially playing a part of her intelligibility, or it wouldn't be the main thing? Or
I really don't at this point. I think that what would be best is that we just keep an eye on it for now. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk to you about was just Sarah's fluency. So I just wanted to kind of talk to her and see if she exhibited any forms of stuttering or anything like that. And I'm happy to say that everything was good with that. She didn't show any signs of stuttering at all, so that's
okay,
great.
awesome. Thank you.
The next thing that I looked at was just her voice, the overall quality of her voice, the pitch, the loudness, and her rate of speech, which they all were very appropriate for her age and her gender. I did notice that at some point she seemed a little bit hoarse, but I also noted in your paperwork that she does have seasonal allergies. So I'm pretty sure that just that is what was making her a little bit hoarse. It wasn't something that I was greatly concerned about. And I did notice that you put her on some allergy medicine whenever that happens. So we'll just keep an eye on that just to make sure that that's not something that's affecting her long term.
Okay.
Okay, so next I did want to talk to you about her language skills. She did a really good job of initiating conversation with me and remaining in the conversation as well as on topic when I was speaking with her. She also responded very appropriately to my questions, so I definitely didn't have any concerns with any of that. And she also did a good job of speaking in complete sentences as well as using appropriate grammar, which was really great for a 4-year-old. She also, I did notice that she did have some problems with following directions, especially when the directions were multi-step. So I did notice that was something that you said that you had some concerns with.
Okay.
So I just wanted to let you know that that was something that I noticed as well in my evaluation of Sarah.
Yes, that was something that I've been pretty concerned about, but glad to hear it confirmed.
Okay. That's definitely something that we can work on. So we will definitely add that into our plan with her.
Okay.
I also think that she was having some difficulty in her responses. She seemed a little bit vague, and she was also having some difficulty with word finding. So, for example, when I showed her a picture of a boy in a room, and I wanted her to tell me where he was. And instead of saying he was in the kitchen, which is what I was looking for, she said the place where we keep food. So, along with that, I also noted that she had some limited conceptual vocabulary. So, in my screening of her, I gave her a teddy bear, and I just wanted her to kind of put the teddy bear in different places. So I said, put him under the table or under the chair. Put the teddy bear next to you, behind you.
Okay.
Just things like that. And she wasn't actually able to do any of those. She seemed a little bit confused whenever I asked her to do those things. So that is something that at her age she should definitely be able to do. So that's something that I want to kind of work with her on.
Okay.
That's just a language skill that as a 4-year-old she should be developing those concepts at this point. So I think that would be a good thing for us to target in therapy. Let's see. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk to you about was her pragmatics or her social skills. I do see that here that she is an only child, but that she's in a cooperative homeschool program. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And like I said earlier, she did not exhibit any apprehension at all as far as interacting with me in the session. So that was really good to see. She played with all of the toys that I gave her appropriately for her age. So that was great. Do you feel like since she is an only child, do you feel like she shows difficulty or shyness really when speaking to people at school?
Well, I'm not really sure. I think like around her family she's fine, and with her close friends she's fine as well. But I'm not really sure of her interactions, I guess, with outsiders.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, since she is in that cooperative homeschool, if you are ever if you ever take her like to the park or just, I think it would be good just to look at her social interactions with others, just to make sure that is something that you're not concerned about. But I can tell you at this point, I don't see any concerns with that because she just really did interact so well with me in the session.
Okay.
Okay, so the last area that I wanted to talk to you about was her speech sound production. I know that you said that this is the area that you are seeing the most difficulty with.
Yes.
Okay. She does seem to be having difficulty with many of her early developing sounds, and I'll kind of talk to you about what those are. But it doesn't really matter if they're occurring at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the word. She seems to be having difficulty across the board with those.
Okay.
So, specifically, some of her errors are substituting the wrong sound. So for the word cat, she might be saying tat instead. Or for dog, she might be saying dod. Those are just, that might be what some of those errors are looking like. So, and also in some cases, she's leaving off the sound completely. So for pop, it might just be paw. So those were just some things that I did notice with her in my evaluation. But I did, the sounds that I saw the most trouble with were the t sound, the d, the k, the g, and then like the n, like the n sound or the ing, as well as the p, the f, the h, and the y.
Oh,
so
wow, that's a lot.
Those are all early developing sounds, and she was unfortunately exhibiting difficulty with all of them.
Okay.
So those are definitely things that we're going to want to work on with her pretty quickly, just so that she can be more at the age, the age that her speech should be at more.
Okay, so that should help with us being able to understand her and
definitely
everything.
That is my hope.
Okay, all right.
Okay, she also. It was exhibiting difficulties with a few other sounds as well, but those are what we call developmentally appropriate. So at this point, they're not really a concern for us. Like the R sound, she was substituting a W for, so it might sound like wabbit instead of rabbit. That was definitely something that she was exhibiting, but like I said, that's not really a concern at this point because those sounds, she still has more time before those sounds should be, fully developed.
Okay.
Let's see. So I noticed that you mentioned, I know that you did mention that her speech sounds were your biggest concern.
Yes.
Have you done any research on that on your own, or?
I really just kind of have Googled around a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not really sure what I found or if it's accurate or if it matches exactly what is going on here. But obviously I didn't realize that it was as severe as it was. It didn't have as many sounds as it was.
Okay.
So.
Well, I do have a handout for you that I'm going to
Okay.
give you. Just, I want you to be able to see what age level she's at, and I could definitely explain this to you more. So she is 4 years old. So all of these sounds are sounds that she should already be developing. And these are sounds, or she should already have these sounds developed, and then these sounds down here are sounds that she should be starting to develop.
Okay.
So, like I said, all of these sounds are sounds that I do have concerns with, and I would like to work with her on.
Okay.
Do you have any more questions for me today?
I don't think so. I think you did a really good job answering everything that I've asked so far.
Okay. Yeah, I know I presented you with a lot of information, but I do want you to understand that I have high hopes for Sarah. I think that she really has the potential to be able to develop these skills, but definitely the sooner that we can start therapy, the better. I would like to start seeing her just for one 30-minute session a week at this point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we can adjust that if we need to. Just to sum up, my biggest concerns with her were definitely her speech sound errors that she was having, as well as those few language errors that I mentioned as well.
Okay.
Specifically following directions and her spatial concepts and those issues. So, did you have any questions at all?
I don't think so. I think that you've answered everything to the greatest ability. So.
Okay, great. Well, if you think of anything, please give me a call or email. Just don't hesitate to contact me at all if you have any questions. And if you just want to go up to the front on your way out and set up an appointment, we can get you on our schedule for as soon as possible. I'm here Monday through Friday, all day basically, so the girls at the front desk will be happy to set you up with that.
Sounds great. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks.